says Jehovah's going to repay us. When we're extending hospitality, do we remember the less fortunate ones, the ones who don't have much money, the elderly, shy, the handicapped, the young ones? Do we remember them? Or are we just doing this? I invite one family over. They invite me back, and I invite that one family over. They invite me back, and I invite that one. Am I really being hospitable? Not really. All the rest are being totally ignored. Shouldn't do that. That's a clique. That's not hospitality. Or I only invite those over who can afford to invite me back. That's wrong too. Jehovah says it's wrong. He says he's going to repay us if we're inviting people that can't invite us back. Think about that the next time you're going to be hospitable as to who you might invite. It's not necessary to make large provisions either. Remember what he told Martha? He said, just one dish would be enough. So, maybe just dessert would be enough to have a group over. But it's still hospitality. What was the more important thing Jesus said? The spiritual food was the more important thing. Oh, it doesn't hurt to have maybe sing a few songs or have some spiritual type game where you're learning a little bit about the Bible. It doesn't hurt to do those things when you're being hospitable. Then you're being more like what was described when Jesus arrived. Now, when natural disasters and persecutions and sickness plunge fellow Christians into need individually, we can feel the urge to assist and provide real comfort, not just consolation. We have a letter, so I'll make the announcement today for you. If you want to help those brothers that had their homes damaged, all sorts of things, put the money in the Worldwide Work, and it'll be used to help those brothers. We're just throwing that in so you would know where the money should be put to help them out. Now, what are we supposed to do according to the Apostle Paul? If you'll turn with me to 2 Corinthians 6, 12 and 13. We are not again recommending ourselves to you, but giving you an inducement for boasting in respect of us. Am I the right one? 6? Oh, I'm reading 5. No wonder it didn't sound right. Chapter 6 instead of chapter 5. Verse 12. You are not cramped for room with us, but you are cramped for room in your own tender affections. So as a recompense, in return, I speak to you as children. You too, widen out. That fits the description we just went through. Not cliques. Widen out in your hospitality. And then he goes on in 2 Corinthians 9:6 to make another point. But as to this, he that sows sparingly will reap sparingly, and he that sows bountifully will reap bountifully. So if I'm not very hospitable, chances are I'm not going to be invited. I'm going to reap sparingly. But if I'm very hospitable, then Jehovah says people are going to be hospitable back to me. Notice another thing that's mentioned here in 1 Peter 4:9. hospitable to one another without grumbling. In other words, this should really come from the heart. We shouldn't be saying, oh, well, Brother Rainer gave that talk, so I have to invite some people over. I don't want to do it. I'd rather watch the TV. Don't grumble about it. Don't invite them if you're going to grumble. Be hospitable without grumbling, it says. Do it because you want to do it. Another thing that you might keep in mind, there's some people who don't like to accept hospitality. You can invite them and they don't come. Or they find an excuse. So you got to be like Lydia. Turn to Acts 16, verse 15. Sometimes you've got to kind of make it tough for them to refuse to come. Acts 16, verse 15. Now when she and her household got baptized, she said with entreaty, if you men have judged me to be faithful to Jehovah, enter into my house and stay. And she just made us come. You notice what she did? She sort of made them feel guilty. They didn't come. If you men have judged me faithful to Jehovah, they've just been baptized. Enter into my house and stay. Well, if they didn't come, they're saying she wasn't faithful. And she just got baptized. How do you turn that down? You can feel guilty if you find out they're not willing to come. They'll come, just like Lydia did. Everyone has the responsibility to create a warm atmosphere in the congregation. You know that elders are supposed to be hot. That's one of their qualities that they have to be an elder. Look at 1 Timothy 3, verse 2 with me. The overseer should therefore be irreprehensible, a husband of one wife, moderate in habits, sound in mind, orderly, hospitable. One of his requirements as an elder, to be hospitable. Well, the elders should be taking the lead. It's scriptural to give consideration to our brothers. Showing hospitality can result in a mutual encouragement and upbuilding for everyone in the congregation, as long as we are hospitable. In harmony with the principles stated at Psalm 15:5, we're going to look at Luke 10:7, which says it in a different way, but these are Jesus' words, Luke 10:7. He's been giving them instructions on to go forth and preach in twos. And he says, so stay at the house. Remember now, back then you just get in the center of the square and you would be invited into a house. He says, so stay in that house, eating and drinking the things they provide. For the worker is worthy of his wages. Then he tells them, do not be transferring from house to house.